Hello, everyone. I have been avoiding this room for so long. The only room I'm avoiding more than this room is probably my bedroom. But I really, really, really wanted a home office, especially since if all goes well, I'll get to do some more telehealth soon. A lot of people seem to really like telehealth therapy, so I would like to, have a space that I just enjoy working in and don't feel all cramped. I used to have the desk positioned a different way in this room along the wall that's like adjacent to the door. But it just was so cramped because, like, the beds were right there. I don't know. This room is honestly, it's just too small for all the purposes that I want to use it for. But I did find a way to, make it workable. What I really ought to do is get rid of one of the beds because there are two beds in here. And you'll see my nightmare scenario with that next video. But at the same time, I know one day when my kiddo goes off to college or moves out or whatever she ends up deciding she wants to do with her life, I'm going to want to turn this back into a guest room and have two beds and then take over her room, make it an office, or, maybe the other way around. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so that's one reason I'm kind of holding off on getting rid of the bed, because maybe I do want to keep it because they're matching and it looks nice. Anyway, I found this flag that I've been wanting an intersectional pride flag for a long time. But I found it on clearance today when I was at Michael's. So I was super excited to find that. I was like, this would be perfect for the home office that I want to have. And that actually gave me the final push of motivation to finally get this room together. I did think I was going to hold off and not end up posting tonight because I've just been so tired that, I haven't even been filming videos the last couple of weeks in real time. I've just been so exhausted. There's just been so much that I've had to do lately. Just kind of feeling stressed with starting my private practice and not having any clients. So I'm glad to be back to filming, actually. That's a really good book. So I'm going to have my therapy books there. I actually went into the field really inspired by Stephen Levincron, who I showed you a couple of his books there, but people are not really a fan of him anymore. Not a Genuine Black Man. That's a really good book. The Depression. That's my play therapy book, which I'm not a play therapist, but it did really help me work with younger kids. Redirecting Children's Behavior is really good. And now I got all my Terry Pratchett books there too. This is where I keep all the books I actually love a lot. I moved all the books I don't care as much about to the main rooms. Which I don't know why I do that. I don't want the stuff I love on display as much. Although I still like the stuff. I don't know. But my higher priority stuff I'll keep tucked away. That's a good one. Massacre at El Mazote. I used to love The Shadow as a kid. Beauty Queens is good. The Martian is amazing. Yeah, so I love all these books a lot. There's Death Note. That's all I kept of my manga collection. I used to have a huge amount of manga. I was obsessed with it growing up. But yeah. So, and then that one book I skipped over, but it's Overcoming Unwanted Intrusive Thoughts. That's a really good one as well. That one actually helped me personally a lot. Okay, I really hate that card. It's seems like the mailman never comes, please write. Can you imagine sending that to someone and guilting them? I inherited a bunch of cards from my grandmother, and I've been able to use up most of them. And then some I just have bought on my own. But Yeah, I've never really found a use for that one, and I'm not sure that I want to. So I don't know. I don't know what the best purpose of that card would be, other than to like guilt someone into writing to you. I don't know. Some cards are very strange. Anyway, so I'm just organizing the desk drawer that had all these cards and envelopes and stuff, and trying to put all those together so that they actually get used and don't go to waste. I have a lot of blank cards that I keep for Christmas time, because for our Christmas cards, what we do is we take a photo of ourselves in some silly, humorous, cheesy way every holiday, and then we send that out. Like, we glue the picture to blank cards and send that out. It ends up being pretty cute. I'm usually happy with how they turn out. So we gotta start thinking of a theme for this year. Last year we were all acting like cats. So I think one of us was scratching the sofa up. One of us was biting an electric cord. Not really, of course. And then the other one was scratching on a scratching post. And then one of the cats actually came over and joined in and started scratching on the scratching post as well. So it ended up being pretty funny. I also bought in bulk like a year, maybe two ago. I can't remember the timeline, but I bought a bunch of copy paper in bulk because of all the printing I have to do for like treatment plans, etc. I used to do contracting, and I had to print out a ton of stuff to turn in. You had to like print out every progress note? I don't know, but there was so much paper that I went through. And I'm not contracted with that particular place anymore, but I do still find myself using copy paper for working with clients, especially in person. I can bring in paper to use with them for like drawing or anything I want to print up, like worksheets, stuff like that. So hopefully that'll last me a long time, which is good. What I had on this desk before were incomplete puzzles. I was trying to keep them there, I guess, to remind me, hey, I'm looking for these pieces. But they've been there so long that at this point, I'm not going to keep them out anymore. I don't know. Maybe the stuff will turn up at some point. This is where I usually put my overflow excess of stuff. Like I've bought, so like if there's clearance or like it's school supply week where stuff is tax free, I will buy up some stuff that I'm gonna end up using, and I've been storing it in this drawer. So it's cheaper in the long run, and then we have it when we need it, which that's always a great feeling. It's like when you need something but you already have it, and so you can just go get it. I think I have that approach to sales as well, and especially in this economy, and not getting to make very much money right now because I still am struggling to get clients. I really hope that changes, though, as I will be starting with a couple soon. So it's interesting that I came into the field of psychology, of like counseling, psychology, all that stuff, after reading Stephen Levincron books, because I was going through one of the things that he writes about. And also my thinking at the time was, there are no competent adults to help me through what I'm going through right now. I think I was about 13 or 14 at the time when I picked up one of his books. And I finally felt understood, which, I don't know, it's weird. I guess people in the field don't seem to like him anymore. I don't know. I guess that's the sense I got when I followed up with him years later. I have to reread his books and see what I think. because I really haven't read them in many, many years. But anyway, so my thought at the time was like, there are no competent adults around me that can help me. When I'm older, I want to be that competent adult that actually can help people. And at the time, I was like, oh, I'd like to work with teens. When I got into the field finally and finished all my schooling, got my psych degree, got my counseling degree, it was interesting that like most of the jobs seemed to be for children, which I never really expected to be working with children. I was like, well, older teens, young adults, maybe. And then like as I got more experience, I'm like, any age adult would be great. But everything was for children. So it was like learning a whole new language. I did my whole registered internship basically with children and families. So it was really tough at first, I'll say. The first few kids I had, actually the very first kid I had when I started my registered internship was exactly what I wanted to go into the field for, teenage. Okay, I'm getting caught up on, is that a compound word? Okay, so anyway, so it was a teenager. It was like one of my very first kid clients. I had a couple before that, though, during the grad school internship. So many internships. So once a counselor's licensed, they should know their stuff. Anyway, the younger children, I was like, how do I do this? I could work with the ones that were about my kiddo's age, but I had like middle schoolers and things like that. And when I first started, it was super hard to figure out how to connect with them. And I really struggled with that for a couple months or so. And then luckily, I had a really great supervisor. So anytime I couldn't figure out what am I supposed to do next? How do I connect with them so they actually want to meet and I can help them? He was an amazing supervisor, and I'm going to be grateful to him forever. And as time went on, I got way better at it, and now I feel really comfortable with basically any age. My grad school internship, interestingly enough, I worked a lot with like older population. So I'm glad that I've had like such a wide range of experience. I think I was really lucky to have that. Anyway, I'm super happy with how my little quarter of the room turned out. I think this is going to be a great home office and a great place to kick back and work. I don't know. That might be an oxymoron. Anyway, thanks for cleaning with me today and fixing things up. Oh, I am going to show a little bit here, like how it'll look when I'm on a screen and just trying to find the right angle when I'll be doing telehealth. So, yeah, they'll be able to see my flag and the bookshelf. Oh, I almost forgot. I do find little decorations and stuff to put up top. I'm like, it needs something else, And I like to decorate in odd numbers. It just seems to look better to me. So I'm like, what am I going to put up there? So I go off and I find some things. But yeah, I'm really excited to start working with people again, though. It's weird because, like, going back into it, I'm, like, a little bit anxious because not for, like, the actual counseling part, but for the figuring out, how I'm going to do all the paperwork management and the places I'm contracting with and how their systems work. Just figuring out all those procedures. That gives me a little anxiety. I know I'll figure it out and, I'll learn it and it'll be good. But I think anxiety is normal. Everyone gets it. So I've got a little angel and a globe there. I've got a giraffe. I've got an elephant that I painted. the ask more questions is actually from my supervisor for my registered internship, because that was something he was always on me about. He was like, ask more questions. You need to ask more questions instead of just letting things be. Because I'm so, I don't know, more natural with the acceptance and just being there and validating. But, and people do get like annoyed if I ask too many questions. So anyway, it just reminds me that I need to ask more. And then I also get to put Soundwave there. I'm like, what else am I going to put here? I can't figure it out. And I'd finally decide, you know what, he might not be the most therapeutic character, but I love him so much. And we got Soundwave pointing to the pride flag because I think Soundwave has some pride. He does always say he's superior and that others are inferior. Anyway, thanks guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.